This is Rick Sparber, and I'm looking at my Craftsman Atlas lathe bearing resistance, or actually the resistance between the chuck and the spin and the rest of the machine, because there's been a lot of confusion about what is the resistance and how does it vary. And what I've got here is my resistance amplifier, which is the box on the bottom, and it's feeding a real cheap Harbor Freight digital voltmeter, which actually is quite good. And the way that the resistance amplifier or ramp works is that the number you see displayed when the meter is set for 20 volts is the resistance in ohms. So what you see now is typical bearing resistance for this lathe of about 5.4 ohms. And if I put the back gear in, a number of people have reported that the resistance goes way down, and you can see here it goes down to 0.3 ohms, which is well below the range of the Model 100 edge finder, but could be handled by the Model 150 and certainly the Model 210. The other thing that people wonder about is what's the resistance as I move the bearing, and you can see it's quite volatile. It'll dip down to less than an ohm, and in this particular case it's bouncing back up to above the threshold for the Model 100, so most of the time I don't have a problem. But there are some times when I have to give it a little bump to get it above the 2.06 ohm threshold. Now if I touch down, you can see it drops down to 10 milliohms, 0.01 ohms. So at least for the Model 100, it's very easy for the circuit to detect the difference between 6 ohms and 0.01 ohms. So hopefully this will put some numbers behind the kind of behavior that at least the beta testers have seen, and gives you a reason to have, at least to borrow one of these resistance amplifier circuits, which Mark is considering selling. Not sure what he's going to do on that, but it certainly makes it demystifies the whole thing of what's going on with the bearings.